Hello everybody and welcome to another installment of Manatee Lacrosse. On this overcast Saturday afternoon, Manatee will take on Lakeland. The varsity team will play first and the JV team will come up afterwards. Your starting attack is Jonathan Hart, Levi Langle, and Neil Carper. Your middies are Jake Main on the near side, Tim Dwyer as a face-off man, and McCray Smith on the far side. First face-off of the day. Scrum in the middle. Lakeland picks it up. Manatee will drop back on defense. Lakeland looking for a touch in the box, and they get it. They settle the ball down and work it around to the outside. Now back behind the goal. Brian Gonzalez on defense. The attackman makes a move, brings it around to the other side of the goal. Now out up top to number 23 on the far side. Makes a move and backs it off. Tim Dwyer out on defense. Number 23 makes a move, runs by him, and is picked up by Brian Gonzalez. Lakeland gets it back up top, slows the ball down. Now over to number 7 on the far side. It's dropped and picked up by Tim Dwyer. Manatee ball. Manatee works it upfield. Tim Dwyer one-on-one. Gets past his man. Now brings it down into the middle. Gets a touch in the box. Now over to Neil Carper on the near side. Over to Hart in the middle. Shot, score by Jonathan Hart. First goal of the game. 1-0 Manatee. Tyler Colby comes in as a long stick midi on the near side. Tim Dwyer will stay in for the face-off. And Max Knight will come in on the far side. Dwyer wins it at midfield. Runs right up the middle, right at the goal. Shot, score, Tim Dwyer. 2-0 Manatee, very quickly. Dwyer will come off now for the face-off. Tyler Colby on the near side as a long stick midi. And Ethan Bertrand will come in for the face-off. Max Knight on the far side. Face-off at midfield. Kicked away by Bertrand, but picked up by Lakeland, and Lakeland will move up on the offense. Bertrand stays on his man, drives him to the outside. Now over to the far side of number 32. Makes a couple of moves, but Charbonneau stays right on him. Now Bertrand will follow his man behind the net. Comes all the way around, gets it back up to number 7 up top on the near side. Brian Gonzalez on his man. Number 7 looking for a pass, gets it over to number 26. Now over to number 23 in the middle, and it's a bit high, but it's picked up on the far side by number 19. Now back into the middle to number 23. Max Knight on defense, now to number 26. Now to number 7. Goes to make a move. Tries to pass it behind, and it's a little bit high, and it's going to be Manatee ball. Charbonneau with the ball at the back line. Now over to Gonzalez. Manatee will try and clear it here. Brian has an open midi in the middle of the field, and that's Max Knight. Max Knight has it. Max gets into the box, slows it down, and gets it to Carper. Carper looking for a man. Brings it back up to the front himself and gets this ball knocked out of his stick. Carper fighting for the ball now. All of Manatee's attack down there, and it's picked up by Max Knight. Knight works it back up top. Looks to make a move on his man. Gets it over to Ralston. Ralston now. Ralston with the ball up at the top of the box. Now over to Bertrand. Bertrand down to Carper, and Carper looks to do something here. Manatee puts a play on, and it's over to Langle. Langle looks for his man, Carper, and hits the back of Carper's stick. Lakeland fighting for the ball. Still fighting. Langle comes out with it, but it's knocked away again. Now Carper with the ball. Little bit of confusion. Carper's pushed out, but tosses the ball back in play. Lakeland has it, and it's knocked away. Now over to Hart, right in front of the goalie, takes it behind. Looking to settle the ball down just a little bit. Gets it over to Langle, hits off the top of Langle's stick, and it's picked up by the Lakeland defender. Lakeland gets it to the middle of the field, and a penalty's called on Neil Carper for a slash. Lakeland will get the ball at midfield. Lakeland will take it from the top. McCray Smith on defense. Charbonneau now on his man, number 32. Over to the far side, now back to 32. Now to 23 at the top. Gets it over to 26, rips a shot, and it's stopped by Fank. Great stop by Fank. Fank will bring it out. Looks to get it over to Gonzalez, but his man's on him. Fank telling his men to move to the middle. Jake Main works over into the middle of the field, and it's picked up by Jonathan Hart. Hart with a defender right on his back, and Lakeland's got the ball once again. Now into the middle of the field, down to an attackman, and the ball goes just a little bit long, but it's picked up behind the net. Charbonneau on his man behind the net. Now over to number 7. .26 with the ball. Now to 32. Slide and a shot scored by number 32. Just over the right shoulder of Fank. 2-1 now, Manatee. With just 10 seconds left in the penalty, Lakeland scores. Now Dwyer out back for the faceoff once again. McCray Smith on the near side, and Max Knight on the far side. Dwyer 1 for 2 on faceoffs. And Lakeland still hasn't won it. And it's going to be Lakeland ball. Neil Carper comes over and plays defense as an attackman. And the ball is shot down to the Lakeland side. Brian Gonzalez picks it up and brings it back for Manatee. Gonzalez looking for a man, and he's got Carper at the top. Carper now works it into the middle of the field, waiting on his middies to come back. And Carper just takes it in himself, shoots, and it's stopped by the Lakeland goalie. Now the ball rolled over to number 23. Soft ride put on by Manatee. Ball goes into the middle of the field, and Langle's on defense. Failure to advance on Lakeland is going to be Manatee ball. Dwyer will take it from midfield. Brings it up very quickly, right into the center of the field. Looks to make a move, and the ball's dropped. Now Bertrand gets the ball, and they're going to settle it down on the far side. Lakeland putting some pressure on. And it comes down to Langle. Langle makes a move on his defender, brings it up to the front of the net. Shot, and he's hit from behind, and the ball goes high, and a penalty flag goes up in the air. Manatee's going to be man up. We saw the other night that Manatee's man up works very well, and we'll see if they can do it again here. Carper will bring the ball in from the back line. Langle has the ball on the far side. He brings it up, gets it to Carper. Carper looking for a man up front, but the defender slides on him really quickly, and Jonathan Hart gets it in the front. Shot, score for Jonathan Hart, his second of the game. Three to 1 now, Manatee. Very quick man-up attack, and it leads to another goal for Manatee. 3 to 1 now. Chandler Shepard will take the face-off now. McCray Smith on the near side, and number 41, Brandon Mills on the far side. Shepard looks to win it here for Manatee. McCray Smith comes up, pushes the ball down to the attackman. And it's picked up by Lakeland. Neil Carper right on his elbow. Makes him make a move. Fumbles it. And a scrum for the ball once again. And it's picked up by Josh Zeal and knocked out of his stick by a Lakeland player. And Josh Zeal's back on the chase for it. Josh Zeal tries to smack it upfield, and his stick is smacked away by a Lakeland player. And then the Lakeland player is pushed away by Charbonneau, and Charbonneau is going to draw a penalty. Second penalty now for Manatee. Both teams have scored on their man up. Let's see if Manatee can stop Lakeland here. Number 19 for Lakeland will start the ball on the near side at midfield. Now over to number 7. Number 7 looking for a man on the crease, and he's open, shot, and it's blocked by Fank with his chest, and Manatee will try and clear and kill the clock here. Oh, and it's picked off by number 23, and he drops it. Picked up by Dwyer, and Dwyer will move it back upfield. A good pick set by McCray Smith. And he's called for an illegal pick. Lakeland will bring it back now. And Manatee's unable to kill the clock. Jake Main moves up on his man, number 7. Pushes him back away. Now over to number 26. Over onto the crease to number 32. 32 comes around, tries to take a shot, and it goes wide right. Now Manatee will try and clear, and number 63, Smith, just chucks it downfield, and Jonathan Hart picks it up. He gets it over to Carper, and Carper looks to do something here. Carper makes a move on his man, brings it into the front of the net. Shot off the goalie's stick and off the post. And it's going to be Lakeland ball. Lakeland goalie rolls it to number 26. And they're going to try to move the ball up here. Manatee's going to try and stop him. Ball gets over the line to number 32. They've still got to get it in the box. Now over to number 8, who tries to charge it in and drops it. And Jake Main's right there. Number 8 brings it around, tries to get it to a man at the front of the crease, and he drops it. Jake Main's got the ball and makes a move on his man. Tries to get upfield, throws it down to Levi Langle, and it's going to be a chase for the ball. Langle gets in front of his man and picks it up. And is pushed out of bounds. Lakeland ball. And the penalty's been killed off. Penalty now. We'll see what it is. Penalty on Levi Langle. And Lakeland will go man up once again. Langle is sent out of the game and another attackman comes in. That attackman's Sweeten. Dwyer and Smith at midfield now. Number 23 brings it up. Jarziel slides up, and Brian Gonzalez slides up on his man, and back to Manatee. Charbonneau has the ball, fakes the pass, and brings it upfield. Charbonneau is slashed from behind, and it's going to be a penalty on Lakeland now. And Manatee is man up. Number 12, Ethan Bertrand comes on the field along with Tristan Ralston as Dwyer steps off. Sweeten, Hart, and Carper make up your attackmen. Ralston takes it from midfield and will bring it up. Gets a touch in the box and brings it back out. Looking for his man. Ralston gets it over to Sweeten. Sweeten back to Ralston, and Langle's back in the game. Now Bertrand. Now over to Carper, and Carper brings it around the back. Carper checking to see if the ball's still in his stick, gets it over to Langle. Langle looks for a man in the center, nothing doing, and it's back up to the top to Sweeten. Now over to Ralston, and Ralston's attacked very quickly by the Lakeland defender and pushed from behind. Ralston with the ball now. Recovers very well. Looks to the middle and gets it over to Bertrand on the near side. Now to Carper. Carper gets it across to Langle, and it's dropped. Langle with the ball. Shot off the side of the net, and he's clobbered. Now the goalie has it, and he'll get it out to his defenseman. Now the ball just thrown down the field, and it's going to be a foot race, and Charbonneau's right there. Lakeland will pick it up and try to do something here, but the ball is thrown away, and it gives Manatee a chance to get settled. Now a man comes on from Lakeland. The ball is back up to the middle. Tries to charge in the middle, he's pushed away, and he makes a pass to the outside. Another man comes on for Lakeland. McCray Smith on defense on number 32. Pushes him out and around. And a pick set by number 7, and McCray Smith takes on number 7 now. McCray Smith follows his man around behind the net. Number 7 tries to make a move, and Smith is right there. Now he tries to bring it around for the front. Looks to a man to the center. It's caught and it's dropped. Good defense by Manatee, and the ball is pushed back up to the top of the key. Now Brian Gonzalez tries to kick the ball away, and his stick's being held up. Another fight for the ball. Lakeland player falls down. And they're going to give the ball to Lakeland. Manatee's ball now. Too many men on the field for Lakeland. Now the ball up to Bertrand, and Manatee's going to do something quick here while Lakeland isn't paying attention. Bertrand gets the ball to the middle, now down to Carper, and Carper's got a lane. Carper shoots, and it's off the goalie's foot. Bertrand with the ball now at the top. Manatee trying to do something here before the quarter ends. Bertrand with the ball down to Carper. Carper looking to the middle, pushes past his man, but he drops the ball. Now the ball's on the floor, and Bertrand picks it up. 10 seconds. Manatee's going to have to get a shot off. Carper looks for a shot. It's knocked away. And that's the quarter. The quarter ends 3-1. Manatee in the lead. 3 penalties on Manatee, 2 on Lakeland. And there's been 1 goal on each of those penalties. Teams come out to start the second quarter. Manatee, although it seemed like they dominated the first quarter with only a 2-goal lead, Lakeland has won 3 of the 4 faceoffs so far, and let's see if Tim Dwyer can change that right now. McCray Smith on the near side and Jake Main on the far side. Your defensemen are Josh Zeal, Brian Gonzalez, and Mitch Carbonneau. Your attackmen are Levi Langwell, Alex Gold, and Neil Carper, and Dwyer does win that faceoff. Dwyer brings it right up the middle, shoots, and it's stopped. Number 2 will bring it upfield. Alex Gold on defense, but he runs right by him. And he brings it into the middle of the field, and he's stopped, and a penalty is called. The penalty will be on Gold, and he's locked in. 4th penalty for Manatee. Lakeland will bring the ball out on the near side at midfield. Jonathan Hart comes in the game at attack, and Dwyer comes off as a midi. McCray Smith on defense. Now over to number 19 on the far side. The ball tossed to the far side, but it's too far left. It's going to be Manatee ball. Jake Main will bring the ball in and just run it upfield, but he steps out of bounds immediately. Number 26 goes right around Jake Main. Main takes a couple whacks at him, but the ball goes behind. Now Charbonneau on defense, and the ball was knocked out of the Lakeland player's stick, and it's going to be Manatee ball again. Charbonneau will take this one. Charbonneau gets it to Fank. Fank looks to throw it downfield, and he does, and he gets it down to Jonathan Hart, but there's 2 defenders on him, and Langwell kicks it, and the ball rolls out of bounds. Now it's going to be picked up by the Lakeland player, and Lakeland will bring it back upfield. Lakeland ball in the middle of the field. Number 7 fakes it, and nobody falls for it. Brian Gonzalez moves out on his man, now up to number 19. Now over to 23, and here comes Charbonneau. Pass tries to go to the middle, and it goes to the far side. The ball rolls out of bounds. Brian Gonzalez is going to take it over there. Brian Gonzalez just throws it downfield to Neil Carper. It's knocked down by the Lakeland player, but Carper picks it up, and he's hit immediately. The ball rolls out of bounds, and it's going to be white ball. Neil brings it in. Over to Langwell. Hart open on the crease. Shot, and it's stopped by the Lakeland goalie. Now to number 27, and here comes Langwell right on his hands. The Lakeland player tosses it up. Charbonneau reaches for it, but is unable to get it. And Lakeland will go on the attack. Charbonneau right there pushes the ball away. Lakeland player falls over his other player, and Charbonneau has the ball, and it slips out of his stick and goes out of bounds. Now Lakeland will take it. Lakeland will switch their middies, and they're all on the wrong side of the field. Manatee will take the ball from midfield. Dwyer comes on and then goes right back off. Max Knight has the ball at midfield. And a timeout's called by Coach Cole. Tristan Ralston will take the ball from midfield. And he has a player right on his back, and he doesn't see him. He's attacked immediately, and the ball's kicked into the middle of the field, and there's going to be a scrum, and Ralston comes out with it. Now it's hit back out of his stick, and the ball's on the ground once again. And there's another scrum, and here comes Gold. He puts a hit on his player, and Carper has the ball. And a timeout by Manatee. And after all that, Manatee keeps possession and will take the ball once again from midfield. The penalty is over for Manatee, but Lakeland has a man in the box now. Manatee on the man up, looking to score once again. Carper looks for Langle, gets it over to him. Sweeten with the ball now over to Ralston, and now over to Bertrand. Bertrand looks for Carper. Carper's got it. Looks for a man open in the middle, and he's not there. Gets it back out to Bertrand. Bertrand looks to shoot, but the ball slips out of his stick. Now over to Carper. Carper to Ralston. The pass is on the wrong side. Now Bertrand has it again. Back to Carper. Langle open on the near side. Langle takes the shot, and it goes far left. And it's going to be Manatee ball. And the penalty is over. Ball thrown into the center of the field. Stopped by Ralston because it goes over Jonathan Hart's head. Ralston makes a move, but his defender sticks right with him, and it goes over to Sweeten. Sweeten takes a shot, and it's stopped by the Lakeland goalie. Carper right on the goalie's tail. And it's picked off by Jonathan Hart, and Jonathan takes a shot, and it's stopped by the goalie once again. He got back in the crease very, very quickly. A great stop by the Lakeland goalie. Lakeland will now bring the ball up. Max Knight comes on the field. Hart tries to play a little defense, and he misses the stick. Charbonneau picks it off in the middle of the field and looks to bring it back upfield. Bertrand calls Mitty back. Langle with the ball looks for a man, and he's not there. Ball given to Carper in the middle of the field, and the play is blown dead. And I guess the referee didn't see that Charbonneau came back on the side of the field. Lakeland will take the ball on their end. Manatee has played a very good ride this game. They've held Lakeland very well on their clears. Not this time. Max Knight moves to his man in the middle of the field, so does McCray Smith. The ball goes down to the far side, behind the net. Brian Gonzalez sticks right on his man. Makes a move, comes around, and Charbonneau's right there. Charbonneau moves on his man on the far side. Flag down on Charbonneau, and the play is blown dead. Charbonneau will go to the box once again. That's 5 penalties for Manatee. But Lakeland has only been able to take advantage of one of those. Tim Dwyer out on the field. McCray Smith on the far side. And no Mitty on the near side. Jake Main back on Charbonneau's attackman. Number 19 takes it at the top. Gets it back to the middle. Looks for his man on the far side. Gets him. Now over to 23 once again. Josh Zeal slides on his man on the crease. The ball goes to the far side, attacking with number 7. Now back up to number 26 and over to number 23. 23 makes a move, but he's pushed away by Dwyer. Now to 19. Jake Main slides up. Josh Zeal slides over, and a man's open on the crease. And he comes too far. And he takes it around back behind the net. Now up into the middle. 23 looks to shoot. Shoots high. And Lakeland's going to keep it. The score is still 3-1 Manatee here late in the second quarter. And Lakeland's looking to try and capitalize on this man-up situation. McCray Smith comes back to his man behind the net. Number 7 tries to make a move. And Smith stays right on him. Now back to the top to number 23, and Jake Main slides up very quickly and puts some pressure on his man. Now over to 19. Brian Gonzalez slides up. Josh Zeal slides over to number 32, and McCray Smith stays on his man on the crease, and we're all even. The shot goes off the crossbar as Charbonneau runs back on, and it's going to be Lakeland ball. Charbonneau slides up on number 19, and the ball goes to midfield. Now to number 23. Jake Main sticks on his man. Number 32 comes to set a pick. Jake Main doesn't see it. And Brian Gonzalez slides on to number 23. Now over to number 7. McCray Smith tries to get his stick in the air, but it goes past him. Number 7 tries to take a shot, and it goes right past the goalie's face and out of bounds. Lakeland ball once again. Number 23 will bring it in on the near side. Brian Gonzalez defending him. Number 32 comes around the backside of Brian Gonzalez and goes up to number 19. Lakeland is trying to make something happen here. Carbonneau pokes the ball away, and Lakeland picks it right back up. Now over to number 26 on the far side, and it looks like they're calling a play. ISO. Number 19 crosses behind Tim Dwyer. Dwyer stays right on his man. Now over to 23. Brian Gonzalez slides up. And he tries to run by him, but Dwyer's right there. Now flipped over to number 26. And it's bobbled. And Dwyer's right there. Now to number 7. McCray Smith tries to poke, and number 7 runs around him. And Smith is right there. Now 7 makes a move. Tries to come back to this side of the net. Looks for somebody open in the center, and nobody's there. Good job by Manatee. Now Charbonneau moves up on his man. And a shot clock put on by the refs. Lakeland fails to shoot, and it's going to be Manatee ball, and Dwyer's got it right in the middle of the field with a man on him, but Dwyer runs right by him. Dwyer now brings it up. 26 tries to smack the ball out of his stick. Nothing doing, and here comes Ralston looking to make a move. Coach Cole on the far side telling Manatee to settle it down. Ralston brings the ball out and settles it down as Jake Main comes off and Ethan Bertrand comes on. Bertrand now with the ball. Looks to Carper. Carper sets a pick. Nothing doing. Bertrand looks for somebody to pass to. Carper now with the ball. Sweeten open in the middle, and it's a shot, and it's stopped by the Lakeland goalie. Another great save by number 33. Lakeland will look to clear, and Manatee puts their soft ride on. Sweeten on the far side. Carper in the middle. And Langle on the near side. Now into the middle of the field. Josh Zeal comes across. And it's knocked away, but Lakeland picks it right back up. And Josh Zeal has to drop back on defense. Number 11 brings it in, gets a touch and falls over, and Carbonneau sweeps it away. Carper with the ball in the middle of the field, looks for Jonathan Hart moving up. And a timeout is called by Coach Cole. We're back after the timeout with just a few minutes remaining in this first half. Manatee looks to capitalize one more time. After 2 quick goals in the first quarter, an answer by Lakeland, and then one more goal by Manatee, it's really just been back and forth since then. Ralston takes the ball from the top, and a play is called. Bertrand cuts across, so does Knight, and nothing doing. The ball's pulled out, and they're going to redo it. Now over to Knight on the near side, down to Langle, but the ball goes far and out of bounds. It's going to be Lakeland ball. And a strong ride here put on by Manatee. Langle comes up to play his man number 1, and Hart comes over and converges on him, but he gets past them both. Now number 1 brings it upfield, gets a touch, and pulls it out. Now over to number 23, and Lakeland seems to be setting something up here. Number 1 goes off. Number 26 comes on. Number 23 tells number 19 to cut through, and he wants an ISO, and he's got it. Jake Main comes over and forces a pass, and Manatee fights for the ball. Brian Gonzalez sweeps it over to his keeper, and a penalty called on Manatee, and it's going to be Lakeland ball. Number 7, controlling his team. And Brian Gonzalez playing him tough. 2 minutes left in the quarter. A shot again from that far post, and Jake Main chases it down. It's going to be Manatee ball. Number 7's been trying that shot all game, and it just hasn't worked yet. Jake Main will take the ball on the near side. And he's just going to run upfield and try it again. Doesn't step out of bounds, but drops the ball this time. And Lakeland will pick it up, and there's nobody back on defense. Lakeland player brings it down. Back behind the net, fakes a pass. And Jake Main doesn't fall for it. The pass goes right to the middle, and a great stop by Charbonneau. Fank is down, and the shot goes off his helmet and in. 3-2 now, Manatee. And that's what happens when you can't clear the ball. Lakeland gets a very quick attack. And they just put it right at the front of the goal. And it goes right off the goalie's helmet and in. Manatee looking for one more goal now just to give them a cushion as they go into halftime. Played a very tough first half. Also played very well. And are looking to repeat that in the second half. Dwyer takes the face-off. Max Knight on the near side and Tyler Colby on the far side. And Dwyer picks it up. 3-3 now on face-offs. Dwyer gets a touch. Ralston comes on the field. And it goes over to Max Knight on the near side. Now Dwyer and Ralston cut through, and Max is by himself, and he tosses it into the middle. And it's a shot, and Lengel will take it at the back line. Manatee ball. Looks for Hart at the crease, and he's not there. Dwyer has the ball. Carper jumping up on the far side of the field. He's wide open. Nobody sees him. And it goes over to Knight. Now Carper with the ball, looking to do something here as the quarter comes to an end. Carper looks, shoots, scores! And a penalty flag goes into the air. The goal is good. 4-2 now, Manatee. The penalty is waved off after the goal. I'll leave it on face-offs now. 3-3. The referee positions the ball, and here we go. Dwyer shoves it out and wins it. Manatee with their fourth face-off win of the day. Now Dwyer brings it in. Ralston comes on, and the ball goes over to Carper and back up to Ralston. Ralston looks for Carper, gets him. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Carper looks for a man, makes a move, and the ball's knocked out, but Carper gets it right back. Looks for Hart right on the crease, but it goes far, and Dwyer looks to pick it up before it gets to midfield, and he does. A great stop by Dwyer. Now Dwyer brings it into the middle of the field and makes a move on his man and brings it back out. 3 seconds. And that's the quarter. Manatee will go into halftime with a 4-2 lead and look to mirror that in the second half. 3 goals in the first quarter, and 1 comes right at the very end of the second quarter, and that could be the cushion that Manatee needs to secure this win. Manatee wins the faceoffs 4-3 in the first half, but loses the penalty battle 5 penalties to 3. Both teams have scored on one-man opportunity. Jonathan Hart with 2 goals, Tim Dwyer with a goal, and Neil Carper also with a goal. Manatee and Lakeland take the field for the beginning of the second half. And the key in this second half is going to be the size of these two teams. Manatee has a very large bench compared to Lakeland's smaller bench, and Lakeland's going to get tired. Lakeland takes the ball now, number 23, upfield, and they'll go on the attack. Now number 32 with the ball, taking it back behind, and over to number 7. Number 7, the leader of the offense for Lakeland, brings the ball up around the side. And his mouthpiece falls out. And the refs give him time. Now they'll take it from the near corner. Brian Gonzalez, his defender. Fakes the pass. Gonzalez falls for it, but catches right back with him. Now stops in his tracks, turns around. Gonzalez holds him up, and the shot is stopped, but Gonzalez is going to go to the box. 6th penalty now for Manatee. Gonzalez played very tight defense, but just got his stick up under his helmet and got the penalty called. Now number 26 will take it from the top of the box on the near side. Now, up into the middle of the field to number 23, Dwyer on him. Ball goes down to number 7. Number 7 takes that shot once again, and it goes wide right once again, and Lakeland will take it from the back line. Now, out to the far side of number 19 and up to number 23. Jake Main slides over. Good slide by Main, and Dwyer goes on him. McCray Smith slides up on number 19, and Charbonneau slides over to the far side. McCray Smith back up to the top, and the ball goes to the middle. Good job by Manatee, and Brian Gonzalez is back on. Now over to Charbonneau, and Manatee kills off yet another penalty. Charbonneau pushes his player out, and Main comes over. Zeal backs down next to the crease and goes up top. Number 7 calling the plays, getting his players to come over to him, but nobody's moving. Now over to number 23, the top of the field, and has his player cut across right behind Zeal, and they get a one-on-one. And Zeal pushes him out. Now over to number 32 on the far side, and Brian Gonzalez is his man. Brian Gonzalez pushes his hand down, and the ball goes wide behind the goal, but it stays in play, and it's going to be Lakeland ball. Try to get it up to number 7, and Charbonneau's right there, so they throw it over to number 26. Now Dwyer's there, and Smith on number 19. Number 19 tries to make a move, but pushes it back out to the outside of number 23. 23 goes straight on with Josh Zeal, and Zeal puts his stick up in the way and gets him to the outside. Now back up to number 19, and over to number 26, and over to number 7, and Jake Main slides up and ducks under the shot, and the shot once again goes wide right of the goal and out behind the back line. Now on the near side to number 26, and up into the middle to number 19. Now over to 32, and McCray Smith slides onto his man, and he runs by him, but Jake Main's right there and pushes him back to the outside, and Josh Zeal picks up the ball. Zeal gets the ball up to Langle, and Langle's got a man on his back, but he makes a move on 14 and gets into the open field, but his stick is knocked away, and the ball is knocked loose. And now Ralston comes up and is unable to field the ball. Bertrand comes in and gets it knocked out, but gathers himself and gets the ball. Now over to Carper, and Carper's going to settle everything down here. Gets a couple of pokes from his man, and a slashing flag goes up, and Carper takes it to the net shot, and it's stopped by the goalie. And Lakeland will take another penalty. That is their 4th of the game. Carper tried to make a move there, but will get the penalty nonetheless. Now number 27 will go to the box. The middies for Manatee. Sweeten on the far side, Ralston in the middle, and Bertrand on the near side. Attackmen Langle, Hart, and Carper. Carper, the leader of this offense, looks to do something here on this penalty. Manatee 1 for 3 on man-up situations so far, but look to capitalize here. Now Carper's going to start with the ball on the near side. Takes the ball behind the net. Looks for Hart on the crease. Turns. Nobody's open. Gets it up to Bertrand. Bertrand gives it back, and Carper's going to do it again. Now Carper runs around the crease. Tries to toss it out to the middle, and it's knocked down and given to the goalie. of Lakeland. Carper right on the goalie, and the goalie throws it out of bounds. Great defense by Carper, good pressure, and Manatee keeps it in their zone, and the penalty is still on. Langle will take it right away, gives it to Carper, ball goes to the middle, and it goes a bit long, but Ralston's right there, he's got a man on, and there's a battle for it now. Ralston pushes his man away, nobody going for the ball, and Ralston picks it up, but it's going to go Lakeland. Penalty still on for Lakeland. Manatee still man up. And Manatee's going to go on the hard ride. And Carper's coming up from the back. Here comes Carper. And number 1 gets it off. Here comes Langle. And the defenseman gets it off, but it's knocked down. Now Smith with the ball. Looks downfield and gets it to Carper. A great pass. And Carper's going to take it right up the side. Manatee still man up, but only for a few more seconds. Ball goes into the middle of Bertram, and he's lit up right away. Hit high. And Manatee is going to be man up once again. Manatee 1 for 4 now on the man up situation, but they're going to get another chance to try it right here. They had something going, and then the ball just got knocked down too many times, but they'll get one more chance here. Number 14 will take a knee in the penalty box. Carper will take it once again on the near side. Langle moves to the back of the goal. Sweeten and Hart on the crease. And Ralston gets the ball up top. Now Ralston looks for his cutters. Gets it to Bertrand in the middle. Bertrand takes a shot and Langle's behind. He looks for a man up front. Sweeten gets it. Shot. Score! Great play by Manatee. Langle backs the shot up and gets it right back to Sweeten right in front of the goal. And that's the 5th goal for Manatee now, 5-2. And the second man-up goal. That goal scored by Evan Sweeten, number 26, who had just come in the game on the man-up. And you see why he's there. Now Dwyer will take the face-off. Bertrand on the near side, and Ralston on the far side. No long stick midi on this face-off. Lakeland getting their defense set. And there's the face-off. And Manatee's going to win it because they're still man up. That penalty was locked in. Ralston makes a move as Dwyer goes off the field. And here comes Sweeten one more time. Sweeten runs on. And they're going to set the same thing up that they did last time. Langle goes behind the goal. Now to him. And a bad pass from Langle, but it might not roll out of bounds if Neil Carper can get there. And it does. It's going to be Lakeland ball. Carper, tight defense on number 8. Gets around. And here comes Langle. And now here's Hart. And he gets through, but he drops the ball. And there's Smith right there waiting for him. Now the ball goes over, and Carper's got it, and Hart's on his way down to the net. Carper moves his stick, misses on a poke check, takes the ball right to the net, goes down, and a penalty again for Lakeland. And Neil Carper's on the ground. And a referee timeout. Carper pushed from the back. Manatee is going to be 2 men up. And they have to capitalize here. 5-2 the score. And a timeout comes from Manatee. And they're looking to set something up here with 2 men up. Manatee takes the field with a great opportunity here to go up by 4 goals and really pull away. After 2 straight penalties from Lakeland, Manatee is 2 men up. The ball goes to the front. Jonathan Hart shoots, scores immediately. And there you go, 6-2. That's another hat trick for Jonathan Hart. He had 1 on Thursday and he has 1 today. Lakeland still has a man in the box from that locked-in penalty on that hit on Ethan Bertrand. And this is Manatee's goal to score on. They've scored 5 times on this goal and once on the other one. Manatee loves this side of the field. Dwyer's going to take the face-off. Ralston on the far side, and Bertrand on the near side. Once again, no long stick midi. And Manatee wins it again. Ralston brings it up. Looks to shoot. A man moves over. Looks to shoot again with his left hand, and it goes long. But Carper's right there, and he's going to bring it out. The man up, still on, but almost over here. Langle gets the ball up top to Sweeten. Sweeten now down low to Carper, and it's blocked immediately by the goalie from Lakeland. He tries to roll it out and misses, so he tosses it upfield right into the middle. And Brian Gonzalez comes onto his man, but is unable to get the ball. Drives to the front of the net, shoots, and scores, and a penalty flag goes up in the air. And that's a shorthanded goal for Lakeland. And now it's 6-3 Manatee. Dwyer out to take the face-off once again. McCray Smith, the long stick midi on the far side, and Jake Main on the near side. Manatee has won 5 of the 8 face-offs in this game. And there's another one to Lakeland. But Manatee will take it now. And Dwyer runs right by, gets the ball very quickly, and goes right up the field. Looks for a man in the middle, but he's got nothing, so he gives it out to Carper, and Carper goes to Main. Now Main looks for a man. Nobody on him. Gives it back to Dwyer. And Dwyer goes over to Bertrand. Bertrand with a nice catch on a low pass. Brings it into the middle. Jake Main looks to set a pick, but doesn't. Bertrand looks to Carper. Carper's got it now. Carper makes a move. Pushes past his man, and Manatee's running a play here. Carper pushed into the crease, so no call. Jake Main picks up the ball, and Manatee will settle it down here and look to score. Bertrand comes up to meet Main halfway. It's faked him, and Carper has it, and a shot, and a good save by the goalie. Lakeland's goalie has really kept them in the game so far, although the score is 6-3. Carper on his man. Now here comes Langle, and the ball's dumped to midfield, and here comes Hart. Max Knight puts a lick on the player from Lakeland, but nothing doing. Now the ball over to number 7, who looks to make a move here. Charbonneau right on him. Tries the same thing once again, and nothing doing. Charbonneau pokes the hands. And it's up to number 26. Now over to number 19 in the middle of the field. And now over to number 8, and Jake Main's right there. Number 8 looking for an open man. Nobody there, so he gives it back up to number 19 up top. Now the ball back behind to number 23, and Brian Gonzalez is right on him. He sprints up to the front of the goal, looks to shoot, and it's knocked away by Charbonneau. A great play. Poked his hands, and the ball's kicked upfield, and Max Knight picks it up, but throws it away. And here comes Charbonneau trying to keep it in bounds. And the Lakeland player keeps it in, and a penalty is going to be called on Max Knight for the hit on number 26. Number 26 draws the penalty, and Max Knight goes to the box. That's the 7th penalty for Manatee. Number 26 will take it on the near side, near midfield. He'll bring it in. Looks to number 7, but goes over to the far side of the field to number 19. Now over to number 32. Now back to 19. The ball's bobbled a little bit, and here comes McCray Smith, but he backs off. Now number 7 moves out. Looks for the pass, and Charbonneau's right on him. There's a pick set, and Charbonneau runs right through it. Charbonneau tries to get the stick, but hits the top of the helmet, and another penalty flag goes up, and Manatee's going to be 2 men down. It's the 8th penalty of the game for Manatee. And a penalty now called on number 7, it looks like, for unsportsmanlike. Charbonneau slashed him on the top of the head, and number 7 had some words to say back. Manatee now only 1 man down once again. And number 7 takes a seat in the penalty box. Not sure exactly what was said on the field, but Manatee seems to be pretty fed up with number 7. And it's going to be Lakeland ball on the far side of the field with number 19. Now over to number 32. Now back to 26. 26 hopping around. Trying to kill off this clock. Looking for a play call. But nothing doing. Number 7 back on the field, along with Tim Dwyer, and their man up. The ball passed down to the crease, but it's dropped. A perfect opportunity for Lakeland. But the ball is dropped, and Fenk gets on it, and Manatee's going to clear here. A great job by Manatee, and a lucky bounce. Now Dwyer with the ball, runs right by number 7. Dwyer brings it right up the middle of the field. It's wide open. Lakeland closes in. And Carper's there, but it's smacked away, and Dwyer looks to pick it back up, and Carper comes in. A great job by Manatee keeping the ball in their zone. Now over to Ralston in the middle of the field, and the middle of the field is wide open, but he doesn't see it, and the ball's dropped. And he's got a man right on him. Now Ralston settles it down at midfield, brings it back, and a timeout taken by Coach Cole of Manatee. And it's going to be Lakeland ball. And Coach Cole doesn't want the timeout anymore. Teams are even now. And a flag goes in the air on Neil Carper for a slash. And the ball goes into the middle of the field, and a quick shot, but it goes wide left. And Neil Carper tried to stop the man at midfield, but slashed him in the arm. And he's going to take a walk to the box. And that is the 9th penalty for Manatee. On the bright side, Lakeland has only been able to capitalize once on the penalty. Manatee's man down has played very well today. Unfortunately, they've had a lot of chances to play very well today. Number 7 will take the ball on the near side. And Charbonneau's right there. Now over to number 19 on the far side. And McCray Smith moves up on him. Now to 26 in the middle. Dwyer's there. And now to number 7. And Carpno tries to chase him out and poke his hands, but he pokes him in the head. And another penalty is going to be called on Charbonneau. Now the ball touches the ground, and the penalty gets called. And that is the 10th penalty of the day for Manatee. Whether it's accidental or not, Charbonneau is going to take another seat in the penalty box, and Manatee is going to be 2 men down. Lakeland's going to try and take advantage here. Manatee does have a very good man-down team, but it's tough to do when you're down by 2 men. Now the ball goes high, and McCray Smith's on the chase for it. The ball nearly rolls out of bounds, but it's kept in. And the ball goes over to number 7. Now to number 26, who looks for the quick pass, and the pass goes, and it gets off the stick, and Fank grabs it, and he just tosses it downfield. Now it takes a weird bounce, and here comes Levi Langle, and he's unable to field it. Now it's going to be a fight for the ball, and Manatee's going to kill the clock off as one more man comes back onto the field for Manatee. Now 1 man down. Now Jonathan Hart with the ball, and a timeout called by Manatee, and he wants it this time. And there's the quarter. The referee is discussing this timeout. Manatee had used up all of their timeouts. And now it's Lakeland ball. Now, Manatee will keep it. And it's up to Dwyer. Dwyer pushing back and forth. And a play is called from the sideline. They double up on Dwyer. Manatee is man down, and Dwyer's just running around. And now a penalty flag is thrown up. And a slash called on Lakeland. And that's the quarter. Both teams come out for the start of the 4th quarter. Manatee only gave up 1 goal in the 3rd quarter and scored 3. So, as long as they can keep it that way, Manatee looks like they will take this one home. Lakeland will start with the man in the box. Manatee will take the ball from midfield. That's Tristan Ralston. And Manatee is man up. They've scored 3 out of their 6 times that they've been man up. Now he looks to Carper, and Carper's got it. Carper looks back to Ralston, and Ralston's got it. And Manatee sets it up. There's Carper. Carper right in the middle. Carper takes a shot, and it goes long. And Langle's right there, and he picks it up, and he shoots, but it's blocked. Now there's a scrum around in front of the net. And Ralston picks it up and takes it out and settles it down. No, he doesn't. He takes it right back into the middle, and it's knocked away. Now he'll pick it up. Now he'll settle it down. Now he looks for Carper. Carper goes back to his position, down low. And Sweeten is on the crease along with Hart. Now, he fakes the shot, takes it in, shoots, and it goes off the goalie's chest. A good try by Carper, but nothing there, and Carper will get right on his man. And Manatee's going to try and keep the ball in their end. The penalty's been killed off. Manatee now 3 for 7 on their penalty kill. Bertrand right there on the defense, and the ball goes long on a forced pass. And Josh Zeal will pick it up, and Manatee's going to go back right the other way. Zeal looks for his goalie, and he's got him. And Fank looks to go downfield, but he goes to Charbonneau. And Charbonneau looks at Bertram, and here we go. Bertram with a man on, fumbles the ball, but Zeal's right there. And he's pushed down by Bertrand, and it's going to be Lakeland's ball. Now 26 brings it up. Gets a touch. Takes it out. Now 23 with the ball. Bertrand pushes him around, but he scoots out in front of the goal, and it's a shot, and it comes off the side, and Josh Zeal flattens him, and 2 penalty flags go into the air. And another penalty flag goes into the air on Charbonneau. Three flags and a hat down on the field. And we're going to see what these calls are exactly. One on Josh Zeal for the hit. Looks like Charbonneau's mouth got him in trouble. And Ethan Bertrand will just come off the field. Bertrand takes a seat in the penalty box as well, and Manatee's going to be 3 men down. That's 13 penalties now for Manatee. One of the penalties is locked in. Coach Cole wondering what the calls are. And we'll wait to find out. It looks like Charbonneau may be receiving a technical foul. And he may be done. Alright, Lakeland ball up top. Manatee with just 3 men on the Lakeland side of the field. And they're going to have a tough time holding them off now. Lakeland previously only 1 for 10 on the man up. A good job by Manatee the rest of the game, but it's going to be hard to do with 3 men in the box. Now over to 26. They make a move. They look for the pass down low, and it's there, and he shoots, and it goes far right once again. That's probably the 5th or 6th time that shot has not worked for number 7 today. And he's got to find something else to do if he wants to score. Fank moves out, moves back in, moving very well in the goal. And a good stop by Fank, and he just launches it downfield. A good kill. A good catch by number 27, and it's knocked out of his stick. Manatee playing very well on this man down. And it's picked up by Levi Langle, and he'll get the ball away. Now Manatee's just going to have to run around. Manatee gets in the box, tosses it to Neil Carper. Carper works it around. Tries to get a slash and gets around his man. And somebody goes offsides. Unsure of who. And a flag goes down on Neil Carper for a slash, I suppose. McCray Smith moves up, and his man gets around him, but he tries to get his stick. Now, out front, Fank's going to have to make a stop, and the player drops it. And now the penalty's going to get called as 2 players come on from Manatee. A good kill by Manatee. The referee's giving no wiggle room to Manatee right now. Not sure of exactly what the call was, but nobody goes into the box. And Manatee killed those 2 penalties off very well. Charbonneau still in the box. He has not been released yet. Lakeland didn't get many chances to shoot on those penalties. They had 1 shot, Fank stopped it, and launched it downfield, and the penalties are over. A great job by Manatee. Lakeland 1 for 13 on man-up opportunities today. And that's no way to win a lacrosse game. Number 7 tries to take it around. Looks for his shot again, and it doesn't work. Again, it's stopped by Fank. McCray Smith tries to get the ball downfield. There's a scrum in front of the net. Manatee doing their best not to draw any penalties. And the ball is smacked away by Brian Gonzalez. And Dwyer tries to pick it up, but it's picked up by Lakeland. Lakeland now working the ball around. Gets it to number 26, and Max Knight is right there poking at the bottom hand. Good job by Max. Now number 7 brings it around. Brian Gonzalez is right there. McCray Smith now on defense in place of Charbonneau. And 7's going to do the same thing he did last time. And here comes the rain. Now the ball goes back behind. McCray Smith there. Puts his hand on him, and it hits off Fank's leg. And it's a good save. Brian Gonzalez with the ball back behind now, and he's just going to throw it downfield and hope that his attackman can grab it. Now Carper goes for the ball, and he's right there. And Dwyer's got it. Dwyer brings it into the box, and Manatee can sell it down, but he won't. And play is stopped. Red ball. I think they're calling a ward on Dwyer, and Lakeland's going to take it. The goalie brings it out, gives it to number 19, and Manatee's going to play defense here. A good try by Hart, and Langle goes over the line, but no offside is called, and there it goes. Lakeland with the ball, number 7, calling the shots. He's going to try his shot one more time and see if he can get it. And Brian Gonzalez is right there, and he knocks it away, and Fank gets on the ball. Good play by Manatee. Good defense by Brian Gonzalez, and good awareness by the goalie, Eric Fank, to get on that ball right away. And Levi Langle heads to the penalty box. And Sweeten will come on the field. And Sweeten will go off. And here comes Ralston now. Ball down to number 7. Now up to number 26. Now over to number 23. They're going to try number 7 shot one more time. Let's see if he can get it now. Josh Zeal and McCray Smith converge on him very quickly, and Fank gets on the ball, and he's slashing at people's legs, and no call. Now the ball down to the attackman, and the ball is just cleared away as Manatee kills off the penalty, and here comes Langle. Trying to get it upfield. And a good pass by Lakeland. Now down to number 7, and here comes Josh Zeal. And it goes to the other side of number 23, and he had an open shot, but Jake Main moved up on him very quickly, and now the ball into the middle to number 19. Now Brian Gonzalez is right there, and he knocks it away, but number 26 picks it up. Now over to 23. Fank telling his defense where to go. Number 23 works it in behind the net. And Jake Main's right on him. Lakeland trying to get an open shot in the middle, but nobody's there. Now number 26 with the ball. Number 11 pushing against McCray Smith, trying to open up the middle of the field. And Smith gets in front of him. Now the ball to number 23. Now number 11 smacks McCray's stick out of his hand, and it's going to be Manatee ball. McCray Smith not in on the play at all, and his attackman just tried to smack the stick out of his hand so that he couldn't defend him, and he gets a penalty called. Good call by the refs. Now Brian Gonzalez will put it down to Tim Dwyer, and it's a high pass, but Tristan Ralston's right there, and he's going to pick it up, and he's got a man on him. Oh, he makes a move, and he drops the ball. And he's pushed from behind, and no call by the ref, and Tristan is going to push back, and now he's going to get the call instead. All right, number 26 gets the call. And Manatee is man up for the 9th time in this game. They've capitalized 3 times. Let's see if they can do it again. Ralston brings it up into the middle. Over to Bertrand. Bertrand gets it knocked out of his stick. And here comes Carper, and Carper picks it up. Carper looking for a man in the middle. He gets a Sweeten shoots, and it goes long. And Manatee's there. Bertrand got it. Good awareness by Bertrand. And he's going to take the ball from the back line. Now he looks for Langle behind the net. And Langle's there. And now he looks for Carper. And Carper's there. And now Sweeten. And Sweeten has the ball. And he gets over to Ralston. And Ralston shoots. And it goes long. And it's going to be Manatee ball. Langle brings it in. Gives it up to Ralston. A good catch by Ralston. And a great move. Now over to Sweeten. Sweeten with it. And his man right on him. And he gets it over to Langle. And Langle drops it. Langle pushes his man away. And he keeps the ball. And the defenseman's head falls off, and he gets it to Carper, and Carper shoots, and he scores. 7-3 now, Manatee. And the second goal for Neil Carper. Langle's defenseman's head just fell off, and he was able to get it to Carper, and Carper just put it right in. And number 6 is going to have to come off the field now. Now Jake Main on the near side. Dwyer in the middle taking the face-off, and Michael Gonzalez comes into the game on the far side as a long-stick midi. Michael, brother of Brian Gonzalez, number 11, on defense. And he comes in at midi. The face-off won again by Dwyer. A great job by Dwyer today. Dwyer takes it into the middle of the field. He's going to get a touch, and he's going to bring it out. No, he's going to toss it over to Hart. Hart gets it down to Langle, and Langle misses it, but he's got it in play. Now Langle picks it up, and we're going to settle everything down. Now up to Main. Main over to Dwyer. And Dwyer's going to back it up and let everything settle down. Now he's going to go for a run. Now he's going to have an ISO, but nothing doing. Jake Main comes up to the top, and he looks for him, but nothing's there. So he gets it down to Langle, and Langle's right there. Hart's open on the crease, and he gets it to Hart, and Hart shoots, and it goes right through the goalie's legs. And Carper gets it at the back line, and it goes out of bounds, and it's Lakeland ball. Carper frustrated with the call, but jumps right back on defense. And the ball is going to go right out of bounds. Good pressure by Carper. Made him get rid of the ball very quickly. And it's going to be Manatee ball now. And Jake Main's going to take it in on the far side. Now here comes Main. Main not cradling. Just has the ball in his stick. And he flips it over to Dwyer. A good play. Dwyer tries to work into the middle of the field. But nothing doing. Now over to Ralston. Ralston brings it into the middle. And he's going to go for a run. And a play is called by Coach Cole from the sideline. And here goes Ralston. And Ralston gets it to Carper. And Carper goes. And he shoots. And it's blocked by a defenseman. Now Carper fighting for the ball. Still fighting. And it goes to the goalie. Now the goalie with it gets it out to 14. And Carper's going to come up behind him. Manatee's middies need to get back. And number 14 goes off sides, but no call. And here comes Manatee. Bertram with the ball, and it gets knocked away. McCray Smith on the chase. Josh Zeal slides up, and the pass goes to nobody. And it's going to be Lakeland ball on what I guess was a shot. Now over to number 7, and number 7's going to try again, and he shoots, and it's high. And Lakeland's going to keep it. Now 23 is going to take it from the back line. 23 tries to work around Smith, and Smith pushes him away and almost pushes him into the crease. Now over to number 11, and number 11 drops it, and Josh Zeal's right there, and there's Brian Gonzalez. Now Zeal picks it out of the air, and it goes back to Brian Gonzalez, and Gonzalez just chucks it downfield to Carper, and Carper's going to chase it down. And Hart's right there as well. Hart pushes the man away, and Carper picks it up. Now over to Hart. Hart's got a man up front. Langle, shot off the post. And a good try by Langle, but it goes right off the post. A good job by Manatee, a good clear. Just unable to capitalize. The shot goes, and it's pushed away by 2 defenders on Lakeland. Now they're going to get the ball at the back line. Now they bring it up. 26 with the ball. Going right at Langle and Hart, and they're not able to do anything. Now 26 brings it into the middle of the field, settles it down, hasn't got a touch yet, and Dwyer's going to make sure he doesn't, but he gets in anyway. 2 minutes left in the game, and number 26 just tosses it to number 7, and number 7's going to try to do something here. Number 7's looking for a goal, looking for that shot he's tried all game. And nothing doing. He looks at number 11. Number 11 shoots, and it goes long. And it's going to stay Lakeland ball. And they're going to bring it out from the back line. Looks to make a move. Number 32 dumps it, and he's pushed down by McCray Smith. A great play, a clean hit. And Fank has the ball, and he gets it out to Gonzalez. Now Gonzalez chucks it downfield, and Ralston's right there, and Ralston's got it, and he's got a man on, and he runs right by him. Now he gets slashed, and no call. And the ball floats up into the air, and Carper's going to pick it up. Now to Langle, and Langle shoots, and it's off the goalie's foot, and Carper's right there, and Manatee's going to keep it on their end. Now Carper has it, brings it in. Looks to Bertrand. Bertrand's got it. Bertrand's got an open lane. Manatee's got to stay in the box. If they go out, it's going to be Lakeland ball. And Ralston's got it. And Ralston looks to shoot, but he gets it knocked out of his stick. No penalty. And Ralston hits his stick, and the ball goes out of bounds. A good play by Ralston. But he's called off the field. Now, Dwyer with the ball. Knight in the middle of the field. And Dwyer comes out of the box. And it's going to be Lakeland ball. Once again, the score is 7-3 Manatee. No goals in this quarter. .30 seconds left in the quarter. And a big hit put on by Max Knight, but the ball stays in number 7's stick. And now it goes up top, and he drops it. Now it's swatted away by Knight. And Bertrand's off to the races. Bertrand looks to Carper. Carper looks to Hart. Hart looks to put it in, but he drops it, and Langle picks it up, and Langle spins, and he hits the defenseman. Now Bertrand with the ball, and he shoots, and it goes off the goalie's leg, and Hart's going to pick it up. Manatee trying to get a quick score in here at the end, and it's just tossed to the goalie. And the game is over. Manatee wins 7-3. Manatee wins the face-off battle, loses the penalty battle, but only lets 1 goal up on 13 penalties. Jonathan Hart with a hat trick, Tim Dwyer and Sweeten with goals, and Neil Carper with 2 goals. And that's the game.